Stop playing with me now. Shut up. You already know what it is. When me gon' come in there and just go ahead on and sit down and watch the whole video. Now I'm back up in here. Want to talk about Tec9 revealing who did something to Yella Boy. Straight up and down. And we want to talk about it because, you know, the comments is going wild. You know what I mean? How Beezo name came up. But what I want to understand is how people didn't know that this was public knowledge. I mean, we gonna get into what Tec9 said and whatever and all of that, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we gonna get into all the street code stuff and all the stuff y'all wanna talk about. What I'm saying is this, man. It's a known fact that, you know, Yella Boy, you know what I mean, supposed to put hands and feet on, you know what I'm saying, Birdman and Slim. Or something with physical altercation went down. And then, you know, we heard, you know, y'all, somebody say that, you know what I mean, try to downplay the situation, rather, and say at one point in an interview, you know, if I'm clear, you know, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Did he or did he not say that, you know what I mean, things got hatched out, you know what I'm saying, and it really wasn't about nothing, and nothing transpired after that, you know what I mean? That's what UNLV, y'all said, you know what I'm saying? So this what I'm saying. Y'all keep on acting like this not public knowledge that, you know what I mean, they had a physical altercation. Now, whether he was telling the truth when he tried to downplay it or not, the streets of New Orleans with Tech saying is trying to keep a secret. And they actually out of fear of, you know what I mean, and, you know, things of that nature, trying to get signed or trying to get ahead. They're not trying to push the issue. But at the end of the day, it seemed like a lot of people saying that Tec9 is making excuses for sliding for his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Because there has been people that been up on substances and still didn't stop them from sliding for their homeboy. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, man, I don't know where, you know what I mean, UNLV is in the place of their life right now as far as, you know what I'm saying. We know what Tec9 is. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, we got to actually sit back and, you know, recollect what he's saying. Because he's saying that Birdman bought this man cars after the fact, you know what I mean? And he also saying that he went around them after the fact, you know what I mean? Now, is he blaming it on, you know, drugs, whatever? I mean, he up on, you know what I mean, Giggity. He up on Hot Beezo net right now, and he's saying everything, you know what I mean? And there is no statute of limitations on this stuff. So, you know, this is where the big, you know, flaw comes in that with Tec9 with a lot of people. They feel like he just did all this time. He's supposed to be a stand-up street cat, and, you know, you're supposed to carry it by a certain code. Now, what I want to say is, a code don't mean nothing to somebody that just did all that time and want nobody there to help him keep his name alive like that, other than, you know what I mean, his other group mate, you know what I mean, and a lot of other people from, you know, his side of town. So Hot Beezo is around the money, he around access, he around Birdman. I mean, he been getting fed for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Hot Beezo got his own rap career, you know what I'm saying, that him and Cito started or whatever. So it's like, y'all gotta understand this one thing. You know, he into, you know, managing and stuff like that. Him and Cito, you know what I'm saying, they got, you know, Nino Calvin, that they looking after his career and stuff like that. So when him bringing all this to the forefold and all that, it's kind of, you know, if they get snatched up, it's hindering other people's careers as well. You know, too much talking up on the internet as far as, you know, bringing his name up, but his name been coming up. You know what I mean? And it's not like, you know, New Orleans PD, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? They know about everybody that been tied to everything for a long time, but they just can't pin it for sure. So when you coming with receipts for your next video, which Tec9 is saying he gonna do, then this is gonna, you know, crack every code, and this is gonna allow them to come pick them up. So Birdman name being brought up because he the cash cow, they gonna try to come for him. And you gotta understand, with Slim, you know, staying out the way and not saying nothing and staying out of social media. And now we see why, because it's nothing you can pin up on Slim from the internet. It's going to be all hearsay. So I don't think nothing's up with Slim as far as, you know, his name coming up. But you got to understand, he's saying Birdman basically, you know what I mean, got Hot Beezo to drop the bag and, you know, get that done. And, you know what I mean? And you know, Beezo, you know what I mean, paid him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he got him a truck or the orchestrator or something. But I can remember Killer Stone baby mama saying a lot about that situation if you go look at her interviews and, dig it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too deep into that, but, some shady things happen, man. You know what I mean? When Terrence Gangster Williams, he coming up here, he's saying, you know what I'm saying, that I guess Hot Beezo and trying to like clear the whole situation up. And like I said, as far as he go, he's not gonna really, get no time or, nobody's gonna come for Terrence Gangster. You see what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know what I mean, for whatever various reasons of him already doing all that time for all the stuff that he did, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people feel like, is he trying to put the blame, and it's Tec9 trying to put the blame up on Hot Beezo. Hot Beezo got a lot to lose. If you look up on Instagram, you can't find nothing on him as far as his page. His page not even there no more. So this go to show you, man, that certain information, when it comes down to it, it could be altering to niggas' lives and careers, man, when this guy gets straight up off the internet, you know what I'm saying? Now, we know Hot Beezo from, word of the mouth and, allegedly did a lot of stepping, you know what I'm saying? So much stepping, you know what I'm saying? You should be up on step team and the feet hurt, you know what I'm saying? For real. You understand what I'm talking about? So what I'm saying is, it's good for him to lay low. And as far as Tec9 go, if he see this video, please don't go on part 2. You see what I'm saying? It's interesting things to know, it's interesting stories, but anything that could get, But I mean, who am I to tell Tec9 what to do, nigga? You know what I'm saying? This man feel like he lost the homeboy, you know what I'm saying? And he felt like his only way of get back is doing this. So like, I can't tell him not do nothing, dog, you know what I'm saying? Because he don't care about no street code. He don't care about a street image. As you can see, y'all expect him to get back home and to get the, you know what I'm saying, falling in line and all that. You know what I mean? That man did a lot of time to the point where he not about to fall in line with nobody. He gonna speak his mind. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a civilian at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it's too hard for the fans to understand how everybody was rapping all this gangster stuff and doing all this stepping in their music and in the streets, some of them, and then they come out here and now they just want to be a civilian. Like everything stops when they want it to stop. Karma carries on. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know what's a part of Birdman karma, Hot Beezo, you know what I mean? None of these niggas karma, Tec9 or nobody, you know what I mean? But what we can say is at one point everybody was together and street oriented. He did go back around Birdman, so this is what raised his eyes. You know what I mean? You can't really say just because I, wanted to keep it cool or whatever. If you knew it, then you should have acted then, no matter what you was on. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't have been the drugs the only thing that mattered at the point. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still were hearing stuff and thinking about your homeboy. You could have got people. You know what I'm saying? To, I guess, allegedly do whatever you wanted them to do. Either, you know what I mean? You wouldn't even had a, talk to Birdman on the phone for him to even offer you 10K to go up on the show or none of that. You know what I mean? This is just how, a lot of things unfold when we talking about this situation. So I don't know what Tec9 gonna do as far as getting the support of New Orleans, but he not gonna get the support of New Orleans anymore behind this, definitely. I mean, they gonna love you in LV, I guess, but you know what I mean? You shattering, everything that, they built anyway. You know what I'm saying? As far as all three of y'all, cause like, you doing this and people got to still listen to your old music and people don't want to be bitter while they listening to it. So with that being said, man, 100 Mile, drop them comments and tell me, is Tec9 tripping? Is Hot Beezo tripping? Is Birdman tripping, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Because Birdman ain't been up on camera getting Hot Beezo money anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, who's to say that, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, he just won't doing that just because that's his loved one. You understand what I'm saying? With that being said, man, I'm OLTP, man. I'm out like tight pants, nigga.